Bienvenido en nuevo a Salem, Indiana, mis amigos. You know, we had so much fun in the square last time. We thought we'd come back for round two. We're going to introduce you today to a brand new business owner here in the square. We're also going to meet up with a World War II veteran, born and raised right here in Salem, Indiana. We'll also check in on a very peaceful protest here in the square. We're even going to take you out to the cemetery for a fascinating story that happened well more than 100 years ago. All that and so much more. Welcome back to Salem, Indiana, where the History Mystery Man is on duty and at your service. Let's go see what's inside. Just wanted to give you a peek of the local Mexican restaurant in the square. You know, this place used to be a hotel. Beautiful old building that dates back to the 1800s. And they have great seating indoor, but they also have, as we scurry up the steps, taking two at a time here. Oh yeah, I can still do that. I wanted to show you look at that beautiful view up on the deck. The 1888 Washington County Courthouse as a backdrop. Isn't this nice? So if I'm eating at this, hola amigo, ¿cómo estás? Check this out.
And I'm like, that's him.
That's the music to my ears. I was just getting ready to show you someone your video. That's the best thing I'll hear all day. That is fun. Are you guys from Salem?
We live in Borden.
Borden. Have you ever been Borden? Wait, let's forget it. So how do you like, is this, when you live in Borden, do you come to Salem for action?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have much down here.
No, that's okay. How do you like, what else do I need to know about? I know you guys are interesting, I can tell. I just have to squeeze it out of you. There's somewhere in there.
I don't like to tell on ourselves.
Oh, you don't?
I was born and raised up here. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
I wasn't, but I've gotten used to it.
Yeah, you've gotten used to it. Where are you from? Louisville. Oh my gosh.
Say that again.
I tried to say it like the locals. I said Louisville, but Louisville. Well, okay.
All goes together.
Hey, Louisville, and you can never get to the end of it that way. I mean, come on. You know, it's like when I first came up here, I said, "Hey, man, you want to go to New Albany?" And they said, "What?" I said, "New Albany." And I guess it's kind of like all together, Albany. New Albany. Okay.
And what is your name again?
My name is Don.
But you are.
I'm from Toledo, Ohio, and I'm a human. I don't know. What else did you want to know?
What's your stage name?
Oh, stage name. The whole world's a stage.
Right now.
Yeah, no kidding. History Mystery Man on Facebook and YouTube. So listen, thanks for letting me interrupt you. I love this restaurant. I wanted to show the people of Washington County the beautiful view from the, how do you say, well but how do you say the name of the restaurant? Do you know? Because Almagay?
Some say Elmagway.
Oh, do they?
Well, we say
Okay.
Elmagway.
Well, some say Louisville.
Yeah, some people do. Some people say Louis.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right,
man.
have a good day.
Thank you. Look at this view. Oh, front cover of Life magazine right here. That's a beautiful shot. Back on the square in Salem, Indiana. How about this? Yeah, I'm all about this. Hey there, Mary.
Hey, Don.
It's me again. Your thank you. Your business so intrigues me. I mean, I think you're the only one in town that does what you do.
Well, I think I probably am the only one that does what I do. And I guess I'm here for a reason, or at least that's how I look at it. I just feel like when I stay present, I follow my path and it takes me where I'm supposed to be. So I feel like I'm supposed to be in Salem.
Here, tell me about the business. What's it all about?
Well, it's kind of about really the sign, relaxing your body, renewing your mind, and reclaiming your true self. I think a lot of people have a lot of dis-ease in their body and their life, whether it be ailments or problems. And I think that in order to find the solutions and find really happiness, and what we're really looking for is peace, we have to go inside. This front part, our boutique, is just filled with a lot of feel-good items that bring you joy, and part of self-care, being self-care on the square, is finding things to bring happiness back to yourself, bringing that focus back to ourselves, because so many people are just raised to believe you got to put everybody else first to make yourself a good person, but in doing so we forget to take care of ourselves. So that's what this boutique is about, also supporting some local artists and giving them a place to sell their items.
Your business and the business of going inside to find inner peace and happiness seems to ring especially true right now, because the last time I checked the headlines and the local and or national news, our country is in trouble right now. It seems like we could use your service more than anything right now. That's how I see it. I mean,
one of the biggest problems is we don't even know how to love ourselves. We don't. We're full of criticism and judgment of ourselves for things that are part of our program, which is what I do with hypnotherapy, and that's really reclaiming your true self. Is, you know, when we're born until we're about age 10, that's a whole time that we're just sort of accumulating a program, if you think of it like a computer, of how we're going to see our life. It's like the lens we're going to see our life through. This is my subconscious, and it's programmed from people around us. And if you're programmed with, you're never going to amount to anything, you're lazy, you're a loser, then that's how you see life. And anytime you go beyond that, you find a way to either sabotage yourself or do things subconsciously to prove to yourself that truth, that really you're not good enough. But through going inside, you can see, look, I appreciate that that's what happened in my life, but I choose to make a change to that program. And I think once we can get healthy inside, love ourselves for real, then we can really love our neighbor. Because if we loved our neighbor as we loved ourselves, we wouldn't kill them. We wouldn't be hateful. We wouldn't cheat on our spouse. None of those things. We wouldn't steal. None of that if we did the one thing, love our brother as we love ourselves.
What I'm hearing in part is we need to start paying attention to our thoughts and the thoughts we think. And so often we let our brains or minds run amok, and we see the news and it's bad and we feel bad as a result. But if we can sort of change the channel in our head and stop our thoughts where we are and just choose to go in a different direction, I guess be conscious of our thoughts, and then we can take better care of our thoughts and maybe feel better all the way around. Am I onto something?
No, you hit the nail on the head. Seriously, if you just step into a place of awareness, that's the beginning. Having awareness of our thoughts. So awareness is key, and it's really just a practice.
I mean, I love the message you're giving here. And I think your little business here is so unique to Salem, in small town Salem, Indiana. I think you're just what this place needs right now, and especially right now, given what's going on in the world. But I believe that the more we can learn to meditate, the more we can learn to settle our inner core down and find some of that inner peace. Can you show me that room that you meditate out of?
I mean, and I want it to be accessible to everyone. So this is the Alexia meditation cushion, and it is the top-rated cushion. It's really about finding that stillness. You could do it in the chair just the same. You could lay down. I know a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on you have to sit this certain way and be. I think that's getting more caught up in details, which is still your mind taking you off, right? And so if you see, it lets my legs fall so that it's a lot more comfortable, and I can sit here for a long time. But you don't have to meditate a long time. The way I have it is you find a meditation that you love. There are just so many. Anything from being present, having gratitude for your body, building your confidence. You basically just listen on these headphones. They're wireless. You have the room to yourself, and it's totally free. Meditation, going within, has been a big part of my spiritual journey. My whole life changed from hypnotherapy, changing those programs in my mind that I didn't choose. I mean, that program, like I said, I'm almost 50, has been going a long time, those old beliefs. So in order to change them, really, hypnotherapy
you have to burn new thoughts into your subconscious mind. So
and that takes repetition.
I'm all about this. I think your business is wonderful. I'm super impressed. I know you have. Hey, come on in. You got a customer up front. We don't want to. Okay. No. We're glad you're here. That's why Mary's here, hoping the next customer will move through the door.
Hey, are you happy?
Yeah.
How are you doing in the crisis of Corona? I mean, has that really woed up what you're trying to do here?
Well, I was supposed to open right when it hit and when we closed down.
Oh, so no kidding. So you're brand new on the square?
Brand new on the square.
Oh.
So I just figured that's how it was meant to go down, and Works for me. I'm not in a state of fear.
Okay, well,
Trust it.
I thank you so much for the sample of the oil, and I wish you the best in your business. I think it's so interesting and a great addition to the Salem Square. I absolutely love it. There's only 2 people allowed.
Only 2 people
That's why I'm coming out and you're coming in.
Great.
Are you from Salem?
I am.
All right. How do you like Salem?
I love Salem.
First of all, I'm from Jeffersonville, Indiana,
Oh, yeah, I like that town.
and I work up here in Salem. Been working up here about 2 years, and I love Salem.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
I'm glad to hear you
Everybody's
say that.
nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you treated appropriately?
Everybody's nice up here in Salem. I have no issues, no problems up here in
I
Salem.
like hearing that.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
is there any chance for our country to heal based on the current headlines? I mean, we know
It is.
You know, I mean, can we get to a place where both races are kind of view each other as humans and we all deserve that respect? Or
It will. It
we
just
get
takes
there?
time, but it takes everybody to do their part.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, we can heal. We're America. We can get through anything.
Oh, man, that's just what I wanted to hear today.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much for
Yes, sir.
chatting with me.
Yes, sir.
Have a great day.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
And while we're at it, meet 94-year-old Jack Bills. He's from Salem, Indiana, and he's a World War II veteran. When I found out he was still alive, I got in my car and drove 1,200 miles to Naples, Florida, just for the opportunity to interview Mr. Bills. I got a lot of stuff. We won't see it all here, but I wanted to weave in a little bit of Salem, Indiana's very own World War II veteran, Jack Bills. What was that experience like growing up in Salem, Indiana, through not only the late 20s, but through the Great Depression of the
Yes, oh, yeah, I
1930s? I mean, did you at the time know you were poor? Did you know you were in a Great Depression?
No, I felt better back in. See, we never got 10 miles the farthest we'd ever go, maybe to Scottsburg, and we was better off then, because now you know what's going on in China instantly, or India, Africa, any place. Back in, we didn't know what was happening 10 miles from 20 miles from us, and if you don't know about something, you ain't going to worry.
Right.
All through the Depression days, we thought we was living good. I mean, what's the difference? When I went to grade school all through the 30s, and I'd walk to school mostly. Then my mother, after she quit at the theater playing in the silent movie days, she had a school bus, well, we run a school bus, which is nothing but a car, and she hauled 8 of us to grade school. And I went to Phillips, had about 25 total. And all I took for school from my probably 2nd grade until my 7th, I'd take a can of macaroni and cheese, and my mom would make for me. And we had an old wood stove inside the school. You've seen the old bloody wooden stove. And I'd take my macaroni and cheese, set it on top of the stove in the winters if I had to, and it'd warm my macaroni up so I could eat it.
But you never went hungry through the Great
Oh,
Depression.
no.
You always had food to eat?
Well, I might have been hungry, but you didn't know any difference.
Sure.
The environment you live in is all you know. And I was happy back then. My folks was happy. We didn't know any different.
Right.
To be
right.
happy. And
Sure.
You can be happy at $10 a week, but you got at 10,000 if you don't know any difference.
Right.
But we always had a garden and vegetables, and then we killed our own hogs and had a milk cow and all that stuff.
It was interesting because, you know, in the 30s and 40s, 20s too, you didn't drive through the McDonald's drive-through.
No.
All the food you ate
Yeah.
was prepared,
Yeah.
and when the food was gone, it was gone. You got so much.
Oh yeah,
and-
you had to do. We had a spring house, didn't have a refrigerator. See, back then you didn't have, even had the telephone. Finally, time in the 30s they started a hand crank telephone, and we finally had one of them. But even up into the 30s, we all loved country music, and my dad had a one of the first radios. And they'd come over every Saturday night to different neighbors, maybe 8 or 10 around, and we had this little store in the filling station, and he'd turn on the Grand Ole Opry at 8 o'clock, and we'd run maybe 2 or 3 hours, and that was the big source of entertainment for all of us for a lot of times.
See, that's interesting to me that now, you know, our entertainment is the phones we carry in our hands, but I like the idea, the concept of a family gathering around a radio box and that being your entertainment. That was a big deal, to gather around the radio box.
And another big deal,
I love the things you find in people's yards here. I mean, it's like a flower planter, but that was a stagecoach step in its day. That's cool. What was that again?
There's supposed to be the Innocent Project.
The Innocent Project?
Yeah.
What is that?
So there's a lot of negativity going on, and so this gives a chance for the youth to speak up and share their positive thoughts on how the world should be changed and how to impact the world in a positive aspect.
And try to bring unity into our community, spreading love and hope for a better future for our children, just to be unified.
Hey, thank you for your service. You're welcome. Appreciate it. A person's a person, no matter how small. That's from Horton Hears a Who. That's cool. I love it. And I've always been kind of short, so I fit right in there. I'll buy that.
Yes, sir. It's a good reminder.
What's the best part about Salem?
You don't really see the ugliness of the world around us.
That is really interesting.
You don't. I mean, this is Sunday morning. People are just getting out of church. People walking around, you haven't heard one bad word. I mean, where else in the world can you go to hear that?
That's a very good question.
The people that is what makes it great. We come together for everything to help each other.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So if you're watching the news these days, and I know most of us are, small town America is becoming more and more attractive by the moment. I mean, who wouldn't want to live here? Salem, Indiana. You can drive right in. There's a place to park. You're not in 8 lanes of traffic trying to get in or out. I mean, look what's going on in the big cities today, given the headlines. People are moving out. Businesses that were destroyed in Chicago, pick your big city, they're done. They're moving out. They've had enough. And because of this, and for many other reasons, this place is so flat charming. Again, who wouldn't want to live here? I believe there's going to be a resurgence in small town America. And I know small town America does not come without its challenges. I realize that. And I know there was a lot of manufacturing in the Salem area that supported thousands and thousands of people at one time. Those days, I believe they can come back. But for now, quite possibly some of that is gone. It went to Mexico or disappeared altogether. We've just got to figure out how to create commerce and bring people in. You know, I heard, and I want to thank all the people on my last Salem video, the first one I did. I heard from so many people, so many great comments. I'm forever grateful. One was particularly inspiring to me. This lady wrote to me after watching my video and said that I now inspired her to move to Salem, Indiana. So you're gonna get somebody new in town. And I hope I wouldn't mind staying myself if I can figure out how to sustain myself and support myself. I'm not opposed to earning money as the history mystery man either. If you see value in what I do, I'm not opposed to any level of compensation. Be grateful to hear from you. But this lady said, you know, I had all these options. I didn't know where I was gonna move. And this opportunity came up in Salem and I didn't know if I should take it, but after watching your video, I decided I am moving to Salem. I have accepted the position. I'm coming. And that was a big deal to me, to influence someone in that way. I was coming out of the post office just the other day. This lady was coming in and she had a fistful of dollars in her hand. And she looked right at me and said, "Excuse me, sir, did you drop this money on your way in?" And I was sure that I hadn't. And I said, no, but thank you. And you know, I heard her tell the person behind the counter, "Hey, somebody dropped this money, here it is, if they come back." And I thought, my God, that's small town America. I was in Elmore, Ohio, a town barely the size of Salem. I was getting gas, not too many gas stations. I was getting low. I think they had one pump at this place. I got out, got my credit card out, and I'm trying to put the credit card in the pump, and I'm crashing against the pump, and I'm realizing there's nowhere to put the credit card in. I'm saying, oh God, so I gotta go inside. All right, so I go inside. There's a pretty long line inside the gas station, all the locals yakking away, kibitzing back and forth. It was really kind of neat. Small town people aren't in a hurry, which is really so awesome. And I'm waiting, and I'm trying to be patient, you know, and I could have stood to have a little more patience, I'm sure. But I finally got to the top of the line, and I said, here's my card, and I want like 30 bucks. And she said, well, just go pump it. And I said, well, I haven't paid yet. She goes, well, I don't care. Pump the gas, and I know you'll come in and pay. And I thought, you do? Really? That doesn't happen in Detroit, Michigan, New York City, Miami, Florida, Boston, Massachusetts, Los Angeles, California. No, you pay at the pump. That's small town America. I mean, I've been in this square, and not very long. I haven't been here that long, but people were. I've been standing here, and people are honking at me, and I'm looking, and I look up, and people are waving at me, and I'm thinking, well, it startled me. What, am I fly open or something, or what? They were just waving. They were just waving at me. And that's so cool. People, you know, they see you need to cross the road, and they'll stop for you and say, motion you across. It happens all the time here in the square. If you stepped out into traffic in New York City, it might be your last step. I mean, it's funny how kids grew up in small town America, and they want out so bad. They want to go see the Wild West and the Wild World, and then when they get out there, it's the circle of life. Eventually, they come to that place where they think back and they think, you know what? Salem, Indiana wasn't so bad after all. In fact, I'd like to go back to Salem, Indiana and live out my days. I'm fascinated with small town America. I want to see it survive. And like I said, I think we have a resurgence coming. More and more people are going to find and figure out the magic, charm, personality, character of towns just like Salem, Indiana. And I think it's a good thing. Maybe we can even bring back some of that manufacturing too. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I appreciate all you people for watching. I thank you so very much. On behalf of the History Mystery Man, I'm Don Radeball. And hey, I tell you what, to the cemetery. Let's go check. I got something out there I want to show you. It's not me. Well, welcome to the Crown Hill Cemetery here in Salem. And I got to tell you, I absolutely love this story, and so will every parent out there who's ever loved their own child. I'm in front of the Caddy Noggle monument. I don't know if it was Katie or Caddy. The name was spelled C-A-D-D-Y, and she died when she was just 3 years and 5 months old back in 1901. And the story is really, really gripping as the sun has already set and it's getting dark at the cemetery. Kind of fits the mood right now. Little girl at the gate, I believe most of the locals call her. The story goes her father was John Noggle, and he was a master stone carver in Salem, Indiana. In fact, there are several stones here in the cemetery that John Noggle carved. Well, every day, and he loved his profession. He was renowned for it, well known in the area. He was very good at it. And he loved what he did for a living, which is everybody's dream, right? But his favorite part of the day was when he went home at night. Every night, little Caddy would be there at the gate waiting for him every night, and it was always the best part of his day. Well, as the story goes, she got deeply ill, and don't know what the illness was. We don't know. Back then, it was any number of things that would take you, cholera, pneumonia, measles, diphtheria, typhus, typhoid. I mean, take your pick. It was tough. And she got sick and she died right away. And her father was so grief-stricken. He absolutely was just so heartbroken that he couldn't carve anymore. He couldn't do his job in the orders, which he had a lot of backed up in a big way. And right at that moment, there was some itinerant carver, stone carver, that was just passing through. And he was so gripped by what John Noggle, the father, was going through that he agreed maybe not so much agreed, but he just stepped in and he started carving stones for John Noglin, got him all caught up on the orders, and he took it one step further. He carved little Caddy at the gate. She died in 1901, and the carving, of course, is still here. He carved this beautiful little marker, monument for little Caddy, and it's here at the Crown Hill Cemetery. And as fast as he came in, he left just the same. We don't know his name. We don't know, I mean, the locals like to think it was a ghost or something. But as fast as he came, he left, and he's a mystery to this day, the gentleman who carved the little Caddy Noggle stone here at Crown Hill Cemetery. But I thought that was just a really interesting story. The little girl at the gate, because as every father understands, of which I am the father of 2 beautiful daughters, how much we love our children and the pain of losing one of our children. It's just more than any parent can bear. And this story is about that. And it really grabbed a hold of me. Meet Slimmo, the guard dog. I'm scared.